The men of Çakmak, a village of northwestern Turkey, knap flint into sharp blades, as was done in the Stone Age. At harvest time, these blades, set under heavy wooden sledges, are used to thresh wheat. The mine area, which extends over 2 square miles, is 3/4 of an hour from the village. The surface is littered with mounds of mining and knapping debris. Close to 100 men work here from October to May. In the summer, the harvest time, the work is intermittent. The tools used for mining are simple: sledgehammer, shovel, and pick. The bottom of a broken jug, some olive oil, and a rag wick serve for lighting. Halil Turan and his companion, Ahmet Dönmez, work this mine together. The whole area is rented by the village from the state. Each family contributes its share, but the flint extracted from each pit belongs to the men who work it. The mined flint is brought up and knapped immediately. The first knapping operation is the quartering of the large blocks into chunks small enough to be held in one hand. These are the nuclei from which the blades will be removed. The pits sometimes reach 60 feet in depth. Horizontal galleries up to 100 feet in length follow the 5 distinct layers of flint of different colors and qualities. Mining and flint knapping are done simultaneously, since the men prefer to work the flint while fresh. Reinforced landings every 2 meters facilitate maneuvering and the transport of the flint blocks to the surface. The flint layers vary in thickness from about 2 to 5 feet and are found within limestone beds separated by earth. 2 experienced men can mine up to 1,200 pounds in one day. The repeated blows of the hammer have deformed the left hand of the worker. Despite the protective pad made of tire rubber and leather. The position of the flint knapper is always the same. It provides a firm but resilient support for the nucleus when it is struck by the hammer. One face of the nucleus is used as a striking platform. The worker gives the first blow just above one projecting ridge. This will give direction to the first blade and to all those which follow. The nucleus is held firmly when it is struck, and the blow is partially absorbed by the pad, the hand, and the leg of the knapper. This prevents the rebound of the nucleus, which would lead to premature breakage of the blade. The blades measure from 3 to 5 inches in length and are remarkably regular. The butts of the blades are small, and the edges straight and sharp. 3 distinct operations are employed to ensure good products. The first is the removal of the flint cortex. The cortex, which is the surface of the flint altered by the humidity in the ground, does not respond well to the hammer. It must be removed first. The second is the blunting of the overhang at the edge of the striking platform. To remove a good blade like this one, the napper must hit just above the projecting ridges left by previous blade removals. But when these overhanging ridges are too long, they break under the hammer, wasting the blow. Therefore, the larger projections must be trimmed to prepare a satisfactory striking area. The third operation is the removal of the heel of the nucleus. When the nucleus is large, the blades cannot run along the entire lower face, and a bulge or heel develops at the far end. The heel must be napped away. Otherwise, the blades would snap off at the heel and become progressively shorter and more irregular. The operation is repeated as often as necessary to ensure the most efficient napping of the entire nucleus. The çakmak flint, technically a chert, is not a very good napping material, which makes the skill of these workers that much more remarkable. The best flint available at çakmak yields approximately 2/3 of its weight in blades, the rest being waste. Sometimes an undetected fault will crack the nucleus. But these accidents are relatively rare. Ahmet doubted that hammerstones had once been used to nap flint, and the rock we gave him was not ideally suited to the chore. But after only a few minutes, he began to get good results. To attain proficiency, many years of practice are necessary.
Yaşar, gel bakalım buraya. Gel bakalım. Gel bakalım.
Yashar, Ahmet's son, is only 9 years old and just beginning to learn the craft.
Oğlum sabah sabah erken git, taş yedirdi. Hizmet içerisinde de taş çeldirdi. Taşın çift taraflarını vur. Hayır, kör tarafına. Uyanından koparamazsın. Çiftli taraflarını. Çekici atın mı? Sıkı tut. Ha şöyle. Bileği pek yamultma, doğrult. Dik tut. Ha. Ha şöyle. İyi. Ayağını denk tut. Şöyle. Ha. Bak bu an tarif ettiği gibi denk tut ayağını.
Each point of the soft iron napping hammer lasts only for 1 day's work and is repaired as needed on the spot. Several times a day, the container is emptied of its blades. A top producer can fill 5 of these a day. That is about 5,000 blades. Market prices for the products vary with the quality of the flint and with the length and regularity of the blades. Halil receives a top price of about 3 cents a pound for his best work. Between January and May, at the height of the napping season, large trains of animals, usually mules, are sent frequently to the neighboring town of Harmancık. From Harmancık, the wholesalers ship the blades by truck to carpenters and hardware stores throughout Turkey. When this flint deposit was first worked is not precisely known. Apparently, it was not exploited in prehistoric times, but only more recently for flint and steel lighters. But for the villagers, these blades are the döven, that is, the stone for the threshing sledges called döven. In çakmak, The blacksmith is the manufacturer and the repairer of the döven. The döven is mainly used to thresh the harvested wheat or barley, but it is also used for other crops, such as lentils, beans, and chickpeas. After a few hours, the flint blades will have separated the grain and cut up these wheat stalks into small pieces. Threshing is relatively easy work. Generally, the older people and the children are in charge, leaving the younger adults free for heavier tasks. Once the wheat is threshed, it is piled perpendicularly to the direction of the prevailing wind, and then winnowed. More and more machines which thresh and cut straw are replacing the döven. Someday, the men of çakmak will forget their Stone Age craft.